Hello. I'm Coach Nikki Warren. I'm here in Lake Tahoe, and today we're going to talk about throwing away our to-do list and creating a success list. So, and even before that, maybe a to-be list. And I don't know about you. Maybe give me a thumbs up if you are a type of person who likes to-do lists. I thrive on my to-do list, and I have lots of to-do lists. I have zillions of planners and organizers. And so when I was reading this book, The One Thing, I'm not sure if you've read it, but if not, it is definitely worth the read. It's Gary Keller. And he talks about throwing away your to do list and creating a success list. So this was something that all of a sudden lit up every thing inside me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to share this with you guys." It was such an aha moment for me. And I know, right? We talk about the importance of setting worthy goals, and we talk about the just being our ultimate self. But then when it comes down to the doing, when it comes down to what we actually do every day, a lot of times, at least I'm speaking for myself, let me know if I'm speaking for you also, that we get carried away with all this busyness, but we forget to really look at what we want in life and create a success list, a to be list that drives us towards this really a sense of building the life that we deserve. So, the three things that we're going to talk about today are the book, and a lot of these quotes are going to come from The One Thing. So, Gary Keller, the to do list versus a success list and a to be list, and then goal setting to the now. So we're going to look at our goals in the very, very future, and then we're going to come all the way back and create a success list for you today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read you guys a quote from Gary. So, long hours spent checking off our to-do list and ending our day with a full trash can and a clean desk is not virtuous and has nothing to do with success. Instead of a to-do list, we need a success list, a list that is purposefully created around extraordinary results. So a to-do list can tend to be long, a success list is short. One pulls you in all the directions, right? Like our to-do list pulls us in all these directions, where the other aims you in a specific direction. One is disorganized, and the other is organized and in one direction. If a list isn't built around success, then it's going to take you to nowhere land. If your to-do list contains everything, then it probably is taking you everywhere but where you really want to go. So that whole quote was from The One Thing from Gary Keller. So a lot of that spoke to me, and really thinking about okay, what is it that we really want out of life? And how can we create these lists so we're not multitasking? Because multitasking doesn't save time, it wastes time, right? So when you're thinking about, the first thing that we want to do is and I want to ask you, is what do you want out of life? What is most important to you? So write down just a couple things. I love this journal. So I have this journal called the Focus Planner, and it's really built around this idea. And so before, when I start my planner, it asks me what I really want. What do I really want? So I want you to think just quickly about what are the things that really matter to you. So for me, it's my work. So it's service, it's Kaya. It's my family, and my friends are included in my family. You are my family. And then me, my body, my health, because I have nothing without that. So just quickly, and you don't need to come up with perfect answers right now, but write down the three things that really mean the most to you in your life. Now, for those three things, I want you to look like at years in the future. So, what do you really want? Maybe you want to retire. So, if you're thinking about like your work, maybe you're like, okay, at the end of my career, I want to retire with um, financial security. So, okay, we're going to look at that. For me, for my service and my work, I want Kaya to last longer than I'm on this planet. And so when I die, I know that Kaya is strong and will keep building strong bodies and healthy minds until forever. For my family, at the end of my life, or 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, I still want to be married. I want to have great relationships with you guys and my kids and my family and my friends. So I'm going to think about what I want at the end of my life for that. And then me, how do I want to grow older? How do I want to feel at 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100? So, what we're going to do is think about goal setting in the future, and then we're going to pull it all the way into now. So, I want to read you another quote. Most people are familiar with the Chinese proverb, a journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step. So, have you heard of that? Give me like a thumbs up or type in yes if you've heard of that. But they never stop to fully appreciate that if we take the wrong step in the journey, we could be thousands and 2,000 miles away from where we really want to be. And so if we don't think about the end game and what we really want, and then work our way back, we can be taking steps in a direction where we don't want to be going. And that happens a lot, because a lot of times we're taking steps out of old habits. We're taking steps out of fear-based decisions. We're taking steps in like a mindless direction of maybe what we think we should be doing. But have we really asked ourselves, what do you want? And what step, for that first step in the thousands, where are we wanting to head together? Does that make sense? To me, again, these were like big aha moments. So when we're thinking about throwing away our to-do list and creating a success list and a to-be list, then that list, we need to know where we're going. So for me, if I want Kaya to last longer than I'm here on the earth, then I think about, okay, that's my career, that's my service, that's what I want to do. So now I want to think, and I'm asking you the same question for if whatever one of your important things is, just write down one of your important things. And then I want you to step back to 10 years from right now. What does that look like? So if you're thinking about your work or your career or your service, your family or your health, what does that look like in 10 years? And then write down that. Now, what does it look like in 5 years? And write down. Now, of course, this is going to take longer than we have these like beautiful 20 minutes together. And then from there, 1 week, 1 day, and now we get to our to-do list. So our to-do list should have the things that matter to you the most. So when you're thinking about these big things, they need to take a big amount of time in your schedule. So Angela, who works with us at HQ, she is queen of time blocking and queen of like organization. And I've learned a lot from her for the years. And time blocking is one of the most important things that you can do when you're creating your success list. So when you're thinking and you're looking at your calendar, so if you have your calendar out, or if you have your journal out, let's do and schedule one day for your success list, one day for your to to be list. And I hope your to be list, your health is on there, because we have to prioritize our health. If we don't prioritize our health, tomorrow we won't have energy. This afternoon we won't have energy. At the end of our life, we will be in trouble. So your most important things need to start with you, and need to start with the inside, the outside, all the things. So when you're looking at your calendar, time block to food prep, time block, and it doesn't have to be a lot of time. I barely spend any time in the kitchen, but I eat really healthy because uh I I think about how I can most most effectively and most quickly get my food organized, beautiful, delicious, fresh, and on a plate as quick as possible. So when you're looking at your success list and your to be list, start planning on these things that are the most important. So for me, and I'm probably to you, because this is most humans in the world, is your morning time is the most productive time. So I know that, and really quickly, I also want to jump to like habits and discipline, because for my me time and my family time, I've worked really hard to create habits so I don't have to necessarily have them as to dos or big goals on my schedule anymore. So if your health or your body or your energy or your focus is not a 7 to a 10, then create a habit. Now, habits can be, you always hear like 21, we do 6 weeks, 21 days, 6 weeks, but it kind of just depends how big the habit is, right? Like how, what you're taking on. Are you trying to quit coffee, or are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to meditate? So all of these have different variants of difficulty. And when you're thinking about creating a habit, think about one thing with your health that you're going to do until it's a habit. So exercise is a habit for me. I've done it for many years. I've created a habit. I know I book my classes. I know I show up regardless of how I feel. So when I'm thinking about my nutrition and meal planning is a habit for me. I go shopping on a certain day. I time block for my meals. I do my very best to make sure that I'm scheduling when I eat healthy. So I'm asking you, what habit do you need or do you want to form, break that ultimate you at the end of your life, that like, I feel energetic, I feel great, bring it all the way back to today. And what is the one thing that you can do to create a habit so you're not having to think about it all the time? Like we don't want our success list and our to be list things that should be in our foundation and in our habit. We want to create a habit and move on to the next, create a habit and move on to the next, because then we can really start going up the ladder of success, because we're no longer thinking about just the basic foundations. We're like, what do we want to do with this beautiful life that we were given? What do we want to do with our time? How do we want to create that ultimate success in our lives? So when you're thinking about your habits, start early in the morning and time block for the things that are important. So for me, I try not to coach. I try not to do anything in the mornings. I schedule my time and I do my heart my the the most difficult but most rewarding work, which is my Kaya work. So I work on the content that I bring to you. I work on the workouts. I work on the business. I work on creating programs that help people get unstuck, because in the afternoon I start like getting wonky, and then that's when I can do my regular, like, hey, yeah, I do have to clean the house, I do have to do my check my emails, have to call people back, all of these kind of like just little things that don't really matter. So what I would encourage you to do is put the things that matter the most earliest in your schedule, time block for them, know when you're going to do it, make it non-negotiable, and then continually work towards your ultimate success. So I hope this was helpful, you guys. And I'm going to just go back through it one more time. Um, for me, in my calendar too, I look at the end of every day, and I those top three priorities that I talked about my work, my family, and me. So in on the beginning of my day, my bookends, and the end of my day, I ask myself, and we're doing like a business owners boot camp right now for everybody who owns a Kaya, and we talk about our big wins and our three focuses. So instead of making a big long to-do list, which exhausts us and scatters us all over the place, three things. So today, what are you going to do for the things that matter the most? So for me, for my work, I am going to time block, which I already did for you guys. I got up really early and organized this. I'm going to now put this into a blog, take the recording, and which I always accidentally forget to hit record. Take the recording, put it into a blog, and then this will hopefully be able to help people for years to come. So my family that'll be this afternoon when I go for a walk. Again, those are habits. I get up in the morning, I greet my family, I make sure that I have family time. And for my me time is I do my Kaya workout. And then from there, you can look at the things that you're doing. Are they building you towards your brighter future in your career, in your family, in your health? Okay, I love you guys. I hope this was helpful. I hope to see you in some of the workouts. Don't forget, we have all kinds of live stream workouts. I'm actually doing one today at 9 a.m., but you can find those on the Kaya app. You can sign up for them. You can sign up for this class. Either you can jump on Facebook or you can sign up on the app and then you get the show notes. I really appreciate your time. I hope it was helpful. Let me know how I can help you solve any problems that you have, because by helping you solve your problems, it helps me solve my problems. So it's a win-win. Have an awesome day, you guys. Take care. Bye. Bye, Patty. Bye, Diane. Bye, Yvonne. Bye, Deb.